Welcome, listeners, to An Industry's Insight, the podcast where we're all about the entertainment world, such as music, publishing, marketing, film, advertising, managing business, and more. I'm your host, Thomas Grabuznik,
And I'm Dino Ciccarelli.
and we are broadcasting from the WFTU studios in Dix Hills, New York.
All right, so we have a guest for you guys today, a very wonderful guest. We have Five Towns professor, conductor, musician, Professor Dean Karahalis.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Dino. It's good to be here.
Thank you for being on the show.
My
We
pleasure.
appreciate you taking time out of your day to come talk to us. So just for those who may not know who you are, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, at Five Towns College, I'm the conductor of the concert band. I teach a lot of music education courses for future music educators. And I teach history of rock and roll. You know, I teach some of the history classes as well. And I've been here for 12 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
very nice. So you are a conductor. You conduct music. Do you arrange your own music and stuff like that?
Most of the music I conduct is published music.
Okay.
But I do arrange some of it when necessary.
Okay.
In addition to the college, obviously, I conduct professionals outside, and we do performances, anything you can imagine, from classical music to pop. I like to consider myself a pop conductor.
Okay.
And I've always done things like, if I was doing a classical piece, I might just do one movement of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, the one that's most famous, like ba 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 bum.
Yeah.
Okay. Or I would do a Broadway musical. I've done conducted stuff for video games live. So, where the orchestra is actually supporting a rock kind of situation.
Oh, very cool.
So it's been really great. I mean, I've been lucky enough to grow with the industry.
Very cool.
Because the industry has changed. It really has.
Yeah.
All right. And what actually made you become a college professor?
Interestingly enough, early in my career, I combined teaching and playing. All right. I will confess to you that I always said I would never teach. Okay. But I was doing gigs on Broadway. I was playing in Radio City Musical Orchestra. And during the day, I was home while my wife was working in the industry,
Yeah.
9 to 5 kind of job. She'd walk in the door, I'd walk out the door.
Yeah.
And one day I just happened to be looking in the newspaper as I'm sitting home, and it said music teacher. And I said, I'll apply for it. And I did. And miraculously, I was offered the job. It was a high school in Brooklyn. It was an all-boys Catholic high school. I had a degree in performance, but not in education. But they hired me. And I enjoyed it. It gave me the opportunity to share my knowledge as a musician, as a performer, with students that were, they were sponges. They absorbed it all. Some of them became performers. Some of them went into education. Some of them just became music lovers. But you brought them closer to what we do and what I love most, and that's music. So next thing you know is I'm teaching. I eventually became a director of fine and performing arts, so I combined music, performance, and teaching. And it's always been a two-way street. I know it's hard to believe, but most professors, I would think, would say that I learn as much from you as I hope you learn from me.
Yeah.
All right. And there's so much going on in the world that you guys experience, and all I try to do is enlighten you to what's going on and what is required in the field, because you're not there yet. And the field has changed.
Yeah.
The field has changed. I mean, if you told somebody 20 years ago this is the way you would do it, it's not that way anymore. So being a performer and a music educator, I think the combination of both gives me the opportunity to provide students with an opportunity to be prepared when they go into the field. And it's been, I really have to say, I mean, I can't say it enough. It's a two-way street. I've enjoyed as much as I have given, because students they enlighten professors too.
So, and you just touched upon it, like how you like teaching kids and enlightening them. So, what is your favorite part about this line of work, and what's your least favorite, and why?
That's a difficult question. My favorite part of work is all of it. All right. I like being busy. When I first started in the field, and in those days we didn't have iPhones, we had date books, and you turned the pages and they were empty dates. And I always wanted it to be full. And now that it's full, you say to yourself, You can't complain about it because you're busy. You know,
Yeah.
that's what you want to be. I've enjoyed everything I've done in every aspect of our field. That there's not a whole lot to complain about. I am a workaholic. I love what I do. You know, and
That's a good thing. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, whether I'm conducting an orchestra of students or I'm conducting an orchestra of professionals, or I'm doing a radio interview, which is fun. I'm here with you, you know, or I'm teaching a class. It's exciting. It really is, and people pay you, which is great. The negative, sometimes there's not enough time for yourself. But when somebody says to you, "What is your hobby?" Okay, I play golf rarely. I don't go to the tennis court. Okay. I try to keep myself physically fit by walking every day, a mile. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, what is my hobby? My hobby is my field, music. It's amazing that you can call your job your hobby.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the coolest thing of all.
It's not it's not really a job because you love what you do.
It's not a job.
Yeah.
I've always said, my wife says, I've never been paid enough, but I always say, I would work for free. I love what I do. I've never worked a day in my life.
That's good.
That's good.
That is good.
It's a good way to think, and it's a good mindset to have when it comes to that.
Definitely. So, what and who are you inspired by?
Well, as a young conductor, I was always intrigued by two conductors. Arturo Toscanini, who most of you don't know who he was, but you could find him on YouTube. He was an Italian conductor who was brought here to conduct the NBC Symphony at a time when they did live broadcasts on the radio and then TV, early TV. The other one was Leonard Bernstein, who was the first American conductor of the New York Philharmonic. And he also did educational concerts for students. So, you know, both of them have a style that I like very much in the sense that they're aggressive. They like things maybe a little bit on the edge, a little too fast sometimes for the musicians to play, but I like to challenge the musicians. All right. And they bring a certain excitement to performance. So I've been, you know, I find them very interesting. I mean, but let's face it, in all the orchestras I've ever played for, every person that I've ever worked for was an influence. I got an opportunity to see what I like and what I don't like about the conductor I worked with or the trombone player I sat next to. You know what I'm saying? And you learn, you really do, and then you shape yourself.
Now, earlier you said how you do like a lot of like pop arrangements, and you do like Beethoven's Fifth. So, like, what other type of pieces of work do you usually conduct with your groups?
Okay. Obviously, it's determined by the season too. Okay, so now we're preparing for the holiday concerts.
Yes.
Okay, so if we take FTC for example, Five Towns, I try to prepare my students for everything in the performance field. And for example, this coming Thursday, we're doing the pep rally. All right, with the entire band, which is really pretty exciting for them because it's something we've never done.
Yeah.
So they have to basically do what a high school music teacher might have to do to prepare for a football game. You know, because they play in the stands. We don't have football, but we do have, you know, certain sports here. So they're preparing music that they would find appropriate and enjoyable, okay? And you know, it's all part of the performance. Following that, we're doing a holiday performance at Tanger Outlet.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and that's the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That's November 17th at 2 p.m. with the Five Towns group. All right, and that group is made up of our students, undergraduates now, and alumni.
Okay.
Like the summer pops that we have here.
Okay.
Okay, they will be performing together, and we do about an hour and a half performance at Tanger with a warm-up act for one of the Disney kids. I don't know who they're using this year, to be honest with you, but that's kind of special. And then, of course, our in-house holiday concert is on December 9th at 2 p.m. That's a Sunday. And I like the Sunday concerts because, first of all, our group is large, so we attract a good audience. It is a concert. It's free to the students. They get up to 2 tickets, but then they have to pay. I think it's $10 a ticket, but well worth it. And it gives the students who are in dormitories an opportunity for their parents who might live out of town to come to Five Towns because it is a Sunday performance. It's in the afternoon. It's done by 4, and then they can drive home in the daylight safely.
Yeah.
You know? So that's good. I also have my holiday concerts, which I'm doing at Tilla Center with my orchestra, my professional group. There I'll be. I'm doing 4 performances in 3 days, December 3rd through 5th. So that one is kind of exciting because it's it's hard. It's a hard thing to realize, but it's my 35th year doing it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And we originally started with one performance a year, then it went to 2, 3, and now we do 4 performances over 4 days, and it's standing room only, which that's kind of cool. I'd like them to expand it, but they haven't. You know, I think we could get away with a whole week of concerts.
Yeah.
But it's a holiday concert. It celebrates the holidays of Christmas, Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, Christmas, Hanukkah, just general holidays for everybody, and gives up everybody an opportunity to sit back, relax, and enjoy festive music.
Yeah, no, I agree. The holidays are like my favorite time of the year, and especially coming to like the holiday shows that they have at the school here.
Yep.
The music is fantastic. So Professor Karahalis, I do want to talk about your favorite performance venues, but before we talk about that, I just want to remind the listeners that you are listening to an Industries Insight podcast. We are broadcasting from the WFTU studios in Dix Hills, New York. But going on to the next question, you had said how you've performed at Radio City Music Hall, Tilly Center, of course. What is your favorite performance venue, and why is it your favorite?
I've enjoyed all of them. I like Tillis Center because it's near home. Okay, it's a nice venue. It's got a good capacity. It's 2,200 seat theater.
Oh, wow.
Which is good, and acoustically it works. I played at Carnegie Hall, and I played at Carnegie Hall before the renovation and after the renovation. I'm going back to the 60s and 70s now, and they actually added some concrete in the foundation.
Okay.
And it messed up the acoustics. So then they had to remove it.
Yeah.
So it does change, and it changes both as a performer and as a listener. Music hall is the music hall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful venue. I was there in the years when Radio City Music Hall was 52 weeks a year, and then it became 36 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And then it became a Christmas show and an Easter show.
Yeah.
And now it's just basically a Christmas show.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's a great venue. I mean, thousands of visitors come to New York, and lots of residents. I mean, it's part of their holiday traditions, if you will.
Yeah. No, I agree.
With your experience with being a conductor and performer and a teacher, what advice would you have for someone wanting to follow in your footsteps, whether it be conducting, teaching, performing?
Do it all, okay? And don't say no. The first time I was a very content bass trombone player in orchestras and in bands, okay? And I get a phone call from a conductor that I worked with, and he said to me, it was a phone call out of the blue. He says, I just got invited to guest conduct in Germany. I said, congratulations. And then in the next breath, he said, I want you to conduct while I'm away. All right? I took a breath, and I said, sure. I was scared to death. Okay? But when an opportunity comes, you've got to go for it.
Yeah.
You go for it. The first time I ever conducted a ballet, it was frightening because I'm not on stage now. I'm in the pit. Can I keep the tempos that the dancers need? All right? You work. It's, and to quote one of my favorite Yankees ever, who thankfully became a Met, because I'm a Met fan, all right, is Yogi Berra. And Yogi Berra always said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. That's the best advice I could give you. Don't be afraid. Try everything, all right? And there are so many opportunities that, we walk away from. You can do it. Just have to, if it's a little bit more preparation, you do it. You just look into it, you practice, just like anything we do here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
When and where are your upcoming performances? I know you mentioned the holidays one before.
Right. Well, those are the ones that are coming up right now. But again, we got the pep rally. We've got the Tanger Outlet with the Five Towns group on November 17th. We have I will be at Tillis Center December 3rd through 5th, doing 4 performances in 3 days. And then I'll be back here on December 9th for the holiday concert. After that, I'll be doing some concerts locally in the spring, because it's like it's seasonal. It's like you everything builds up for the holiday concert series. Then you start the spring series, which I'll be working with some guest artists and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
That's very good. Well, we thank you very much for coming on our show and talking to us for a little bit. We really appreciate that. Is there anywhere that we can let our listeners know where to find you? Like, if you have any like social media, website, and such.
You could go to my name, deankarahalis.com, and it sees a listing of the concerts, the ones that I do with the school and the ones that I do outside.
Okay.
Okay. Facebook, I'm there. You know, I'm not going to friend everybody, but I'm there. You know, and for students out there who are listening, I don't friend you till you graduate.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, in the world today, you know, it's just at that point I could tell them how proud I am of them after they graduate. And I see some wonderful commentary coming out of people who have gone into the field after they've graduated from Five Towns, who are teaching and playing. And believe me, that gives me great joy because you are my children. You really are. I put 2 children through college, my son and daughter, and the greatest joy is being able to see them succeed in their field. You know, so you are my children, and I like to see you after you graduate on Facebook so that I could tell you if I think you're doing something right or wrong. But the most important thing is I am truly proud of all of you.
So that's the end of the 3rd episode of Season 2 of an Industries Insight podcast. Make sure to go follow us on Facebook and Instagram to get the updates. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like our YouTube page to listen to the podcast if you missed it. So until next time, I'm your host, Thomas Grabuznik,
And I'm Dino Ciccarelli.
and we'll talk to you guys later.
Signing
Signing
off.
off.